Yes, 43% of all websites still use WordPress. That includes NASA, the White House, and even Sony. So if WordPress is dead, why are huge organizations and governments still building on it? For this video, I think I may briefly have to get on my high horse. I know that's unlike me. But to be honest, I'm absolutely sick of hearing this bollocks every single week. WordPress is dead. WordPress is too complicated. Just use Squarespace or Webflow or Wix because it's easier. Because while everybody and their dog is jumping ship to these modern platforms, they're missing something massive here. WordPress right now isn't just surviving, it's absolutely pissing all over the rest of the competition. And all of the companies online that are making proper money, they know that, and that's why they're using WordPress. So today I'm going to show you why WordPress isn't dead, why it's actually getting stronger and more powerful, and also the most important bit, why ditching it may be the worst business decision you're going to make this year. And nobody likes making bad business decisions, I don't think. So let's start with some facts and not feelings here. WordPress powers 43% of all websites on the World Wide Web. All websites across the entire internet. Not just 43% of all small blogs, and not just 43% of all of the dog websites, and not just 43% of, I don't know, some other bizarre hobby that I can't think of right now. 43% of everything. Every website on the internet, 43% of those. That's nearly half of the bloody internet using this supposedly dead platform. But here's where it gets quite interesting, because who is actually using WordPress? NASA. Yes, that NASA, that website is built on WordPress. The White House website, yes, that website, the White House website is built on WordPress. And Sony Music, one of the world's largest music labels, yes, their website is built on WordPress. And I could go on as well. Time magazine, you know, the globally influential publication that's on the internet and has a bit of a popular magazine. Guess what their website's powered by? Go on, guess. No, you don't need to. It's WordPress, obviously. And Walt Disney Company, the corporate website for the Walt Disney Company, is built on, yeah, I don't think you're going to get this one either. Yes, it's WordPress too. Even TechCrunch, the website that talks about WordPress being dead more than any other one, is built on WordPress. And it's not just big companies using WordPress. Pretty much every website we've built over the last 15 years has been on WordPress too. And it's the choice for millions and millions of other people. Let's look at some further numbers though. Squarespace numbers, 4 million websites are powered by Squarespace. Wix, 9 million websites are powered by Wix. WordPress, over million websites are powered by that. These numbers are not even close. It's like comparing a corner shop to Amazon.com. The numbers are ridiculous. And if WordPress is so dead, somebody forgot to tell half of the entire internet. So shall we go tell them, yeah? Hello, half of the internet.
Hello.
Everybody's saying WordPress is dead. So yeah, WordPress is dead, all right?
Okay, yeah, cool. WordPress is dead.
Cool, cheers, mate. Half of the internet didn't seem to care. So why does everybody think that WordPress is dead? I'll tell you exactly why. Because right now there's a current massive marketing machine trying to convince you that it is. Squarespace, Wix, Webflow, they all sponsor millions of podcasts, millions of YouTubers. You've just got to go on YouTube and look at all the content about Webflow, Squarespace, and Wix. And they all need you to believe that WordPress is too hard, too complicated, too old, and it isn't worth your time. Because if you realize that WordPress can do everything that all of those platforms do, but for much better and for much cheaper, they're all screwed. They've created this narrative that WordPress is stuck in 2010, that it's just for bloggers, that you need to be a developer to use it. And honestly, maybe 5 years ago, maybe a bit further back, they probably had a point. Old WordPress was clunky, and the new WordPress even now, it isn't built on a good foundation. The code of WordPress is generally terrible and genuinely terrible. And the editor was terrible as well. Customization meant either learning code or paying a developer to move a button for you. But Webflow and Wix and Squarespace have been saying this for a long time, and this is what they don't want you to know now. WordPress completely reinvented itself. The new WordPress editor, Gutenberg, which isn't so new anymore, changed pretty much everything. Drag and drop blocks, visual editing, no code required to do any of those easy features that Squarespace won't shut up about, that Webflow wouldn't shut up about, that Wix doesn't shut up about, that even bloody GoDaddy websites keep banging on about. WordPress has had that for 5, 6, 7 years now. And while WordPress was adding all of these easy features, they kept all of those other powerful features that were apparently too complicated that make it better than any website builder out there. It's kind of like getting a Ferrari that's also as easy to drive and to service as a Honda Civic. And who wouldn't want that? Let me show you what I mean. Every business owner cares about 3 things: making money, saving money, and not getting screwed over on either of those other 2 things. WordPress wins on all 3 of those things. When it comes to making money, WordPress sites generally convert better. And the reason they convert better is because you can optimize and change everything in WordPress. Custom checkout flows, proper analytics with any platform that you choose to do it with, A/B testing that actually works, email integrations that you can get up and running in 5 minutes with lots of different plugin options, and they won't break. I've seen businesses increase their conversion rates to crazy figures like 40% more than they had before just by switching from something like Squarespace to WordPress. And that's not because WordPress looks prettier, it's just because WordPress actually works. On saving money, if you want to host your own WordPress site, it might cost you £100 a year to run that. It won't necessarily be the best hosting in the world, but it's pretty damn cheap. A comparable Squarespace site with comparable features is going to be anything from £30 to £80 a month minimum, and that's just for the hosting, just to pay Squarespace to look after the thing for you. That's without even factoring in getting a Squarespace person or getting a designer or a developer to help you customize the site. And that's even before you add any of their overpriced apps. Plus also, they've got you locked into that pricing forever because they host the website for you. If Squarespace tomorrow decides to double their prices, and they have done it in the past, you are stuck. You either pay the prices or piss off and don't have a Squarespace website anymore. With WordPress, you own everything, and that can't happen. And then on the not getting screwed thing, this is probably the biggest one. Every website builder like Squarespace or Wix owns your content, your customer data, sometimes even your website domain. If they go bust tomorrow, or they change their terms, or decide they don't like your specific business, they will delete your website and you can't get it back, because they are hosting it, they are looking after it, and really you are renting that website from that platform. It's a hosted platform and you're done, finished, finito, whatever other words you want to use. Your website is gone and it ain't returning. With WordPress, you own everything. You own your content, your data, your actual website, and you can tinker and change any of it that you choose to. Nobody can take any of that away from you. But there's something else about this as well. WordPress has over 60,000 plugins, Squarespace has maybe 100 extensions, Wix has a few hundred apps. When you need your website to do something specific, and you will need it, WordPress can pretty much do it, because there's so many plugins out there providing very specific functionality that something out there will definitely do the job that you need for very little amount of money. The others can't make that promise. It's a bit like comparing a Swiss Army knife to a spoon or something. Here's my favorite thing about WordPress though, and this is why it isn't like any of the other ones. WordPress is not controlled by one company that's trying to squeeze every single penny out of you. WordPress is open source. That means that you can go on their website, download it, and install it onto a server of your choice, and they have no further involvement in what you want to do with it. That means thousands of developers around the world are constantly making it better, faster, and more secure. And sometimes, well, they're making it a little bit worse as well. But it's not because they're paid to do it, it's because they want to do it, because it's an open source project. When Squarespace wants to add a new feature, they have to convince their executives that it's a profitable idea. And then they install it and give it to you, and then maybe bump up their prices a bit. When WordPress wants a new feature, a developer just builds it and he adds it to the repo, and then it's available for everybody else. That's why WordPress keeps evolving while these other platforms have stayed basically the same. Squarespace in 2026 looks pretty much exactly the same as Squarespace in 2020, barring some slightly new features and an updated UI. In terms of WordPress, it's a completely different platform than it was 5 or 6 years ago, and that's something that nobody talks about. The other thing that nobody talks about is that WordPress is getting easier and easier and easier to use, whilst these easy platforms like Wix and Squarespace and Webflow are getting more expensive and more restrictive. It's funny how that works, isn't it? It's as if when you have an executive board behind a company or something, they want to squeeze more and more money out of you, so they make it harder and harder to use, and you just pay the price. The purpose of this video is not to say that WordPress is right for everybody, because it isn't. But the purpose of this video is to maybe highlight WordPress to you when you were thinking maybe WordPress was dead or old or isn't relevant anymore. And that's just not true. If you're building a simple one-page website that you're never going to update, maybe something like Squarespace or Wix might be right for you. Maybe. And that's a very big maybe. But if you're serious about your business and you want to grow, and if you need a website that's actually going to make you money, real cash money, WordPress and 43% of the rest of the internet still agree that it's still the best choice. If you're an e-commerce business that needs custom functionality, you should definitely be thinking about WordPress. If you're a content creator that wants to own their own platform, WordPress is the one for you. In fact, if you're any business that needs integrations with CRMs or email marketing or just proper analytics tools, WordPress is probably for you. Companies that actually care about tracking their SEO, WordPress pretty much destroys the rest of the competition out there. Basically, if your website actually matters to your business and you actually need to convert people and make money, use WordPress. If it doesn't matter, well, why have you got a website in the first place? And you can just go delete it or go use Wix. By the way, don't use Wix. Here's the bottom line though. WordPress is not dead. It's not even close to dead. In fact, it's increasing every day. And while all of these platforms were chasing easy and easy editors, WordPress quietly became both powerful and easy. And 43% of the internet didn't choose WordPress by accident. The White House didn't choose WordPress by accident. Sony didn't choose WordPress by accident. TechCrunch definitely didn't choose WordPress by accident. They chose it because it works, it's affordable, and it grows with their businesses. So the next time somebody tells you that WordPress is dead, point them to this video and then ask them this. If WordPress is so dead, why is it still growing while all these modern competitors are struggling to keep up with WordPress? Tell me that one. I think it's fair to say that the internet has chosen to speak, and when it spoke, it said WordPress. So maybe it's time that you listen to that as well and considered WordPress. Or don't. I don't really care. If you choose not to though, your competitors are going to love you for it. And whilst we're talking about website platforms, if you want to listen to my opinions about Webflow, by the way, they are not good opinions, and you want to read me battling with the Webflow fanboys in the comments, go watch this video now. I can't hold this smile for much longer.